Good morning, everybody. You're watching The Morning Show here on Global. Christopher Gorham stars as Augie Anderson in the hit showcase series Covert Affairs. Annie, played by Piper Perabo, is immediately drawn to his dry wit and encyclopedic knowledge of the CIA. Take a look.
Joe Malone grapefruit and red velvet cake.
Red velvet cupcakes. Bet you didn't get those in Eritrea.
Actually, the food was pretty good. I like it spicy.
These are cool. Where'd you get North Korean flags?
You make these?
In the kitchen at 5 this morning.
Please give Danielle my compliments.
Busted.
And Christopher Gorham joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're going to talk about Covert Affairs, but what we have to start with is, how did you manage to snag your first job as an intern on Baywatch?
Nepotism. Nepotism. Yeah.
Work it, baby. Whatever
the American
you
way.
need to do. I was like, your first job as an intern on Baywatch? That's awesome.
Yeah,
Now, were these the good years? Were
That's
these
so
the
funny.
Pam years?
Yeah, she was there. She was very sweet, actually. We met over a banana at the craft service table.
Of course you did.
No, my grandfather went to medical school with the father of one of the executive producers of that show, which is how I ended up interning.
Circuitous,
while I
but
was
it
still in
worked
college.
out.
I know, right? It was really random.
What'd you do?
Yeah.
As an
Everything.
intern?
It was like I spent a week in each department. So I'd spend 1 week in music and 1 week in casting and 1 week on set. It was
Boiling down. The,
Yeah, exactly.
I was trying.
So let's talk about Covert Affairs. For people who haven't seen it, we described it a little, but you play a blind CIA operative, or you just an
Correct.
okay.
Correct. Yeah, he was. His name's Augie Anderson. He was in the CIA. He worked with special ops in Iraq, which is how he lost his sight when he was injured, and then came back to the CIA and now runs tech ops there and handles the other operatives.
What's the trick to playing someone who's visually impaired like that?
It's hard work. I mean, it's. No.
You never go hoo-ah.
No. He's not a Marine, nor is he Al Pacino. So, no. I've actually worked really closely with the Canadian National Institute for the Blind.
Right.
Since before we started working on the pilot, and have continued working with them every season. I go back in and do training with them at the beginning of the year.
But what's the acting device? Is it no focus? Is it like to literally not have any peripheral vision, or
It's a different kind of focus. It's ignoring the visual stimulus coming in through your eyes
that
and
must
just.
be tough to do.
It's tricky, yeah. It's taken a lot of work. I feel like I'm getting better at it still, but
Right.
Yeah, it's tricky. And technically, there were some things we had to work out when we were shooting the pilot. Just as far as, because when I'm in a scene with somebody and I can't look at them,
Yes.
I tend to pick one side or the other.
Yeah.
But in doing the pilot, the side that I would pick would always be the side that the camera would be on for my close-up. So I'd end up having to change it, or else I'd be looking directly into camera, which is also not good.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
It's such a great show, and for people who are big fans, I've heard a few people around here saying that they think that there's an extraordinary chemistry with your female lead. Was that worked on from the beginning, went through the casting? Did you see it right away, or is that something that's built?
Yeah, we everyone came into audition for my part went in and read with Piper. She was cast already, and then and we just got along really well. I think we both kind of approach our craft in the same way, is that we take what we do very seriously, but we don't take ourselves so seriously. So we're able to really have fun and enjoy each other and the crew while we're shooting.
Right.
When you work with a script where it's full of that quick-witted banter, don't you miss talking like that in real life? when it's over?
Yeah. Do we all
Like,
we
I
all
don't
talk
have
like
a
that in
line.
real life?
I don't have a line for this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's really nice
Or do you
having.
absorb some of
It's
it?
great having a witty comeback. Ready,
Yeah.
on cue all
Right.
the time, as opposed to in real life where it's always 10 minutes later.
You're in
and
the
you
car
think, oh, I
going,
should have said that. Yeah.
I'm sure you go to occasions and people talk to you and they go, this guy isn't nearly as interesting as he is.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, right now, for instance.
One of the dangers of the job, certainly.
Yeah.
Right now.
Do you take anything home with you? All the CIA operatives and all this this intrigue? Do you go, oh, is that how they do it? Did you pick anything
You know what I
up?
take home with me is that kind of that stare, like just kind of like looking
So
away
awkward
from people.
stare.
Like I find myself kind of practicing at home sometimes, and my kids will be like, "Dad, what are you doing?" Hello, right here,
Right here.
right here. If you could look at me, please, that'd be great.
Hey, what does your family think of you being ranked number 5 on Buddy TV's list of TV's sexiest men of 2011?
Oh, they're all very proud.
Yeah.
They go, Daddy,
Yeah.
yay.
Is there a trophy with that? What do you get with that?
Yeah, trophies. Yeah,
Right.
big trophies.
Get a crown?
It's like, you know, when you play
sash.
soccer as a kid, it's like those giant trophies, except it's like a dude standing on top.
Really?
Yeah.
Giving you one of these.
But we talked about the fact that Argo was going to be in cinemas tomorrow, which is an espionage film.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the-
yeah. It's a real life CIA story.
Exactly. But the appetite is still there. People can't seem to get enough of this.
Absolutely. The show's doing great. And this season for our show is, in my opinion, easily the best one so far. I mean, it's the first episode starts out with a literal bang as you know, an explosion kills off one of our, you know, very important members and really sets the entire third season off. Everything for the rest of the year rolls out as a result of that explosion. It's big changes.
I know I said this to you during the break, and now you're not smiling. It's only when you're smiling, but every time you smile, all I can see is Mick Jagger.
I'll take
I
it.
don't know what it is, but it's like, I just read one of those, you know, a few books have come out on him lately, so
Oh,
maybe I
yeah,
got
yeah.
Jagger on the brain.
Just the essence of his smile. He hasn't got the raggy or the craggy.
No,
rutty-
none
rutty
of that.
thing.
This I'm talking early
Yeah,
Jagger.
yeah,
Not
right.
current Jagger.
No, that's fine. Right. I'll take it.
Okay. Christopher Gorham, thank you so much. He's the star of Covert Affairs. Nice to meet you.
Right. Nice to meet you too. Thanks, you guys.
8:52. We'll see you in a minute.